Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to apparently the final round of the group stage, and we are here with a spicy ZvP featuring some of these players that we haven't been able to feature too much here. Finally, we have a full series with our Protoss, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of ley lines, we have the American Zerg player, the blue Zerg. It is CalebAracous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the American Protoss player, the green Protoss representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Holden. And if you're in the chats, it's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. When it comes to the greater story here and looking at the current standings, Holden is currently placed at number 9. CalebAracous is currently placed at number 7. And remember, it is top 8. Top 8 will advance through the group stage. So this is actually quite an important series for them. If Caleb loses, if Holden wins, then Holden will advance over Caleb. I say that Caleb is 7th and Holden is 9th. They're actually tied at the moment when it comes to overall series score lines. They are tied up, but that tie is about to be broken. As Caleb does open 12 pool. Yeah. Let's go. It's going to be a 12 pool opener here. Out of Caleb, Probe Scout comes in. The probe does confirm. The pool is already done. Links are on the way. That's going to be 8 links from now here. Moving out across the map for Caleb. Will expand behind this. Not all in, but a very aggressive start from the Zerg. Back at home, Holden. He will chrono out that first Zealot. And wall up and wall off. So far, a good response here by Holden. He's going to be walling off. Setting up a second gateway just in case. Zealot should arrive in time as links are they're filing in across map, from across the map. Zealot has arrived, second Zealot on the way as well. This will delay the expansion of Holden, true. Is going to be a delayed setup. But Holden should hold as long as he doesn't get surrounded. So far so good. Does maintain himself. Links, they do head over towards the cyber core. Second Zealot has arrived, and Holden, he holds. He does hold, does defend, can now expand, and now can settle into his own two-base game state here. Now head towards the mid-game. Lings, they try to collapse in. They get a surround on one Zealot, but they're shuffling. Let's go. Very nice movement, very nice control. Does shuffle his units around, and Holden, he will be secure here. Now getting to double adept follow-up. Now, because Holden, even though he has been forced to delay his expansion and his tech is going to be late as well, he at least has a 2-gate setup, and he can move out across the map with his adepts and with his zealots. Back at home, it's going to be on Caleb to defend. He's got his first 2 queens. We have a 3rd queen on the way. Is droning up, and we should soon see the counterattack. And here we go, 2 adepts and 2 zealots are moving on out, and we'll see if Caleb can minimize losses. Again, he kind of forced this kind of setup here. He forced this counterattack. He forced this response out of Holden. And Caleb, he's fully walling off. I mean, I guess that's an answer. Sure, I guess so. Does fully wall up with 2 Evo chambers and a Roach Warren. Adepts, they confirm the wall. Quite an expensive wall as well this early on. And behind this, Holden is going for a Stargate. Is going for a Stargate opener. Roach Warren gets cancelled. Red chamber under fire. Nibbling away at the wall. Oh, sorry, Roach Warren even. Nibbling away at the Roach Warren. It's going to be a Robo follow behind this on 2 bases. Holden, he does not expand. Forcing just continual Evo chambers. They keep being remade. Behind this, Caleb is still droning. He has yet to invest into too many roaches that have stayed shaded in. They do shade past. They kill the drone. One drone goes down. Holden pulling back. He's going for the queens. Trades nicely against the Lings. What's the Zealot? They barely escape. They barely pull away. 1 HP Zealot. Let's go. Adepts, they shade into the main. They can one-shot drones. They get 1, they get 2, they get 3. 3 drones go down. He gets a full scout. He gets eyes on the lair as well, on the gases. And what exactly is Caleb going for here? Are we going for a Nidusworm? Are we going for a Spire? Does have 2 gases, getting a 3rd and almost a 4th. It's going to be roaches. Okay, just 3 gases cancel the 4th gas. taking his third and embracing a +1 range and roach speed. Void Ray has arrived. Can he snipe the Roach Warren? No shot. It's gonna be close. Void Ray under fire. It's so close to going down. So is the Roach Warren. Oh no! He pulls away. He fails the game of chicken. I think he could have gotten it as well. Like, I mean, it would have been close. Would have been very close. Hi. In the end, Caleb, he holds. Does save the Roach Warren. Void Ray rotates around. Holden will expand. Gonna be again a delayed third. It's a delayed third base. Oh no, the Zealot! Zealot finally goes down. So does the second. I'll say we'll fall. Behind this, Holden building up more Immortals, working towards the Twilight Council, and towards either Charge or Blink. No Forge yet. It's honestly a kind of... It is an awkward setup here on 3 bases. And the Roach Worm went down? Wait. What? Yo, did the Void Ray snipe it? No shot. It happened off screen there, but the Void Ray did go down. I'm assuming he did snipe the Roach Warren. Okay. Not bad. Caleb is committed, but he can't make any more Roaches. Can't make any more. Ravager's being targeted down. He gets one. He's going for the other. He has plenty of energy as well. And he will get it. Snipes both Ravagers. Caleb rotating. Getting a second Roach Warren. And he will back up. Behind this, Caleb, I believe he teched into a Hydra Den, or did he cancel? Okay, I'm assuming he did. So sticking with Roaches, going for an Infestation Pit. From here he can rush into Hive, taking extra gases. Could even just go into Swarm Host. That is an option for Caleb. Could embrace Swarm Host play. As Oracle gets a Revelation, gets eyes on all the gases. And there it is. There's the answer. It is indeed a Swarm Host. Again, that makes the most sense considering the setup that we have. Swarm Hosts can be very efficient over time, assuming they can get across the map unscattered. Then he rotates. Overseer scattered to the main. 7 Swarm Hosts on the way. Before he can really embrace them, though, we do see Holden moving out. And the ideal would be Holden forcing the defensive Locust Wave, as he has yet to really confirm what's going on. He's pushing in, and now he knows. Now he spots the Swarm Host. Locust Wave on the way. Holden, he has to get the hell out of here. Nice force fields. Very nice force fields. Sending back the army. Takes up some sentries. One sentry goes down. Holden pulling back. Let's pull back. Preserving most of his army. You want Caleb committing into more Lings, more Swarm Host. Up to how many? 8, soon to be 9. Swarm Host here from Caleb. Likewise, Holden going for his counterattack. Racing back home. Does race back. Taking into his splash damage of choice. Going to be Storm. Not Colossus. Getting into Storm production. Same time, Prison dives into the main. Caleb is distracted. Holden going for the warp in. And he will catch the Queen. The Queen slips into the mineral line. Will force a recall. The Immortals! Up! Does he get one? He gets one. Barely. One Immortal goes down. Zelsa wreaking havoc. Still denying mining time in the main. Locust Wave hits the Nexus. And it will force a cancel. Army not quite in position. And Holden's not getting much done. He could have tried to chase this into the natural, but no, still in the main. Killing gas geysers, not much more than that. Caleb will defend. Going for a Spire. building up to how many? 17 Swarm Hosts. Jesus. That's a lot of supply in Swarm Host. So Local Save once again, going for the 4th. Should force a cancel. Up. Oh, that's going to be a cancel just in time. Holden chasing down the army, catches all the queens. Queens do fall. Caleb going for the production. At the same time, though, Caleb doesn't really have much of them to defend. And the army's diving into the 3rd. 30 High Templar, there's just the 1. So no storms. Behind this, natural base goes down, massive pickup. But Caleb, he can't defend against the main army. Holden is breaking through, takes down 25 drones, Zealous in the main, wreaking havoc, just pulling Caleb apart. The only thing that Caleb has are the Swarm Hosts. So he really has to work with. Holden pushing in. Swarm Hosts, they're going for the 3rd. There's that 1 High Templar to defend. Zealous, they go down to the main. Here comes that Locust Wave. Distracted by the production. But it will kill the Nexus. Likewise, Holden, he's banking up energy. Takes out the mineral line, he can push into the main. And from here he can't commit. With 4 immortals like roaches, they're not going to touch him. Oh my god. Arkham gets pulled away. Getting guys in the army. Swarm Host, they race back home. He's standing up for the surround. And GG gets called. Doesn't attempt it. Holden, he will take game number 1. GG. Again, Holden back at home. He was on 2 bases. Meanwhile, Caleb, he had nothing. He had nothing left. He was losing all his expansions, all of his mineral lines. He was down to mainly 17 Swarm Hosts. And alas, they were on cooldown. GG. GG, well played. Holden takes game 1. Does take lead in the series. And now we're getting into game number 2. Here we go. So we're getting ready for that second game. Doesn't say why the Zerg didn't expand earlier. He was able to, and now is disadvantaged. If you're referring to his opener, if you remember, it was a 12 pool, and he was contained on 2 bases for a long time, so his 3rd was delayed because he couldn't take a 3rd. If you're referring to his 4th base, sure, but he was a little bit more dedicated to his Swarm Host. Like, he opted, instead of getting up to like a 70 drone count or an 80 drone count earlier on, he did stay on 3 bases and did commit to the Swarm Host instead. Made that decision. Here we go. We have game 2. It's going to be on Frostline. Getting into Frostline. Much larger map of the map pool. Exposed fringe bases as well. And we'll see if we open up aggressively once again. Here we go. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Frostline, he's making let's go, this time making drones. We have the blue Zerg player, the American Zerg, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is CalebAracous. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the American Protoss for Bing Bong Exports. It is Holden. Here we go. Are going to be settling in. This time Caleb going to be joining up, looking to go for a more standard opener. It makes sense on a larger map like Frostline. Rush distance by ground is far longer as well compared to ley lines. So we're done with the 12 pools. We're going hatch gas pool instead. Let's go. Standard opener out of Caleb. Likewise, we should be seeing a standard opener out of Holden as well. For the first time, we might see Holden embrace a standard game. As a reminder, the only games that we've casted from Holden are game 1 of this series and his last game against Starkiller. And he was forced to be defensive. Like, both Starkiller and Caleb were animals. They were more aggressive, or at least hyper aggressive against Holden, forcing more defensive openers and defensive starts. Now we can settle into a normal game, a standard game. At least for now. At least for now. So we do have our hatch gas full out of Caleb. Well, Holden just being as annoying as possible, tasing away those drones. Forcing a bit of inefficient mining. Slightly. From here we can settle into towards the mid-game even. We have our pylon being thrown down, set up for, I would imagine, a Stargate opener. Push towards the edge of the main. We can settle in. I see you still online. Always, Fabi, always. Of course. How long have we been live? 8 hours. Jesus, time flies. And I would imagine we're going to be here for at least another 3, maybe 4 hours. Let's go, Fabi, let's go. We thought the marathon streams were over with Home Story Cup. No. They've only just begun. As we're getting towards the halfway mark, as a reminder, after this round, we will have the playoff bracket. Let's go. Oh, thank you, TI Beats. Thank you, gracias, Fabi. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. Thank you so much. Oh, it gets us up to Foxter even. Oh my god. Do appreciate it. Meanwhile, oh my god, that's a 3-minute lair. 3-minute lair here out of Caleb. Sorry, my apologies, I was distracted, but he did pull back into gas, or never pulled out. So Caleb, he's going for aggression here now with a 3-minute lair. We have a couple of options. We could attempt to go for... I'm pretty sure you need a second gas to afford a Nidus for him, if this was to be a Link Queen Nidus all-in. Roach Warren gets thrown down, Evo Chamber as well. Interesting. Is throwing down additional tech. So Caleb might be he might just be rushing into fast roach speed. But again, it's just such an early lair. It's not actually lined up. We'll see. So now Caleb, he's setting up on 2 bases. No third in sight, by the way. It's all 2-base play. Is getting +1 range. Lair is now done. And the Roach Warren soon thereafter. Oracle will confirm the lack of expansion. Holden, he's looking for a third. There is none. And Caleb is rushing roach speed. Okay, so this looks like a 2-base roach all-in. Again, saying all-in just because there's just such a late 3rd base here for Caleb. Saturating his bases. Saturating his gases. Holden behind this, following up with the Twilight Council. Extra gateways as well. Very safe response. This should be leading into Blink. Blink would be the ideal here for Holden, as he does get eyes on the tech. And we'll see it researching as well, once he dips in. There we go. Does spot the researching. So he knows it's going to be a commitment into roaches. Safety Void Ray on the way. I mean, that'll help. Shows the Blink. As Holden, he's warping in Zealots to defend. Interesting. Be a sign of charge. Caleb taking up further, going for a Hydrogen. That tells us that Caleb intends on macroing out of this. But again, his economy is just really lackluster here. He's just now getting his 3rd. Just now droning. On the flip side, I mean, Holden was forced to respond and, I mean, is making more Void Rays, throwing down extra gateways. Is terrified about what the hell Caleb's doing. I don't blame him. It is scary. So we don't know what the hell's going on. Does he drone? Does he not? Does he make Hydras? I guess so. I'm concerned about the lack of Blink though, or the lack of upgrade for the Twilight Council. So that is going to hurt Holden in the long run. As Holden does have the money for it. So I do think this is a bit of an oversight from Holden. Don't think it's intentional. As he's securing himself. Oracle's taking it across the map. 8 turns so far, not bad. Get it, workers. Caleb rushing into lurkers? Okay. Okay, fair enough. Getting up to 3 bases. Being active with some of his roaches, but mainly, again, taking up. Roaches get scattered. And still no Twilight Council upgrade. Getting to Archons. CalebAracous gets thrown down. See Holden trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Does get the revelation, scouts the Hydra. And does he see? He does see the tag. Does spot the lurker den. Is aware. There we go. Blink finally on the way. Let's go. Blink is being researched. Gases are being taken. Without Blink, Holden has no map control. He can't really be too active with this kind of army. So he's going to be stuck being defensive, but Holden has a better economy. Against 65 probes, 3 base saturation. CalebAracous just now saturating his 3rd base, and even then still down in workers. Late saturation. Coming in towards the mid-game, Caleb, he's kind of stumbling his way there, but he does have lurkers. True. Lurkers. The lair tech lurkers are morphing in. Yo, shout out to SC2 Full. God, baby God. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. Hope you had a good time. And welcome. Welcome to Cheeseadelphia. Ah. We need you at the next cheese spot. As lurkers are slowly pushing forward. Storm is not yet done. Roaches, they take down the gases. First gas does full. Lurkers moving in. Need that revelation. Revelation goes off. Does connect. Points are being pulled. Observers with the army. And Holden, he will shut this down. He will clean this up. But in the process, we'll lose 12 probes. 12 workers go down. Observer got sniped. Revelation will miss the lurkers. But in the end, Holden, he holds. And even though he lost a lot of probes in the process, he's still looking quite healthy worker-wise. 54 probes to 57 drones. Again, Caleb hasn't been droning. He's not been droning whatsoever. His saturation is lackluster. Holden takes a supply lead, and soon he can counterattack. The only thing stopping him is lack of detection. His lack of detection. If Caleb can snipe the oracles and the observers, then he could try to buy some time and build up a greater army. True. So there is still a chance. There's still like a win condition here for Caleb. But it is looking a little bit bleak here for him. As he is taking a 4th. Still not droning up. Not yet. I mean, he is mining efficiently at least. True. Building on more lurkers. Infestation bit's still on the way. Working towards Hive. Jesus, how many High Templar? 8. That's a lot of Storm. It's got 8 High Templar. Observer has arrived. Now we have detection. Revelation on the lurkers. Holden does rotate. At least trying to. Link's going for a counterattack. Oh, 4th base is going to be denied. Force to cancel. In a head-on fight, I do favor Holden, but he's not being given that fight. Caleb going for a lurker counterattack. Ooh, busting down that wall. Holden, he has to respond. He has to race back home. Lings, they bust into the main. Oh, lurkers get caught out though. Nice catch by Holden. At the same time, Caleb rotating over towards the 3rd. Lings are being cleaned up. Main army pushing in. Oh, the spine shots. The detection. No detection. Lurker shots going off. They take down 1, 2, 3 High Templar. Oh my god. Yeah, lurkers, they do free damage. Despite that Holden, he just ignores them. He just keeps going. Pushing into a concave, upper ramp. Yeah, the best fight. That's it. Holden, sorry, that Caleb can go for. That he can hope for. And yeah, some miscontrol here from Holden. Had revelations available. Army's going to be cleaned up, and Caleb, he will take the fight. Finally, we get some Storms, but it's too late. Zell's taking it across the map. GG gets called, and Caleb, he will type the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Unfortunately, the Observer did go down, or the Observer, I should say, wasn't with the main army. There were some Oracles, there were revelations available, but Holden, he was distracted by the Ling run by, and alas, did not get the revelation off. He did lose so much to those Lurkers. If it wasn't for that, I was favoring Holden, not gonna lie. With his higher immortal count, with his Storms, had a lot of potential, but alas, no detection. GG. GG, well played. We are getting into the ace match. Here we go. Getting into game 3. Here to taste the cheese. Oh, let's go. Good to hear, Pappy. Good to hear. Home Story Cup. Just the beginning of our debauchery. Oh, no. Here we go. So we're getting into Whispers of Gold. And again, this series has been so uneasy. Like, Caleb has been so chaotic in his play. Whether it's going for the 12-4, whether it was like the 2-base setup that he had last game. Crazy, man. But here we go. We find ourselves in the ace match, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the American Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, tying up the series in that last game. Can he take it all? Can he advance on? It is CalebAracous. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the American Protoss player, the green Protoss, representing Bing Bong Exports. It is Holden. Here we go. Once again, gas first. I mean, I say once again, last game we did have a more standard opener out of Caleb for the first time, but here in the ace match we have a gas pool opener instead. Caleb will be able to rush into Link speed and potentially into a Bane Bust, into a Roach Rush. He has opportunities to be aggressive here. Once again, Holden comes in with the Probe Scouts, and Holden will confirm how late the expansion is and how early the gases are. So Holden, he will block the hatchery. Will block, will delay. Even going for the pylon block. He should also recognize that, again, the hatchery is later than normal, and even going to be blocking the third. Let's go. Blocks the third expansion. Do we have a pylon? We do. The double pylon block. Aye, aye, aye. Drone comes back down. Can he block again? Up! Oh my god, he barely can. Just barely. Not like... He just wants to expand, Pappy. Another pylon. Not like this back at home, of course. We're staying in gas. We're staying in gas. It's going to be Link speed into a Roach Rush. Probe comes in for the scout. The probe confirms. Massive moment here for Holden. Also, I think he's listening to White I think that was the announcer, but he does scout. He does confirm. Back at home. Should be going for a delayed expansion. Links are revealed. And we'll see how Holden sets up. I mean, now that he knows about the early Roaches, oh, it gets cancelled. Caleb. Okay, does cancel the Roach Warren, still keeping one drone in gas. But Caleb does shift gears. Holden overreacting, oh my god, it throws down 2 more shield batteries, no expansion. So Holden, he delays his base here, preparing for a Roach Rush that is not coming. The mind games are real. Let's go. I'm hoping that Holden doesn't delay his expansion for too much longer, as it's going to be a Stargate before Nexus. Again, Holden, he's terrified. With a Stargate, he can open Void Ray. Another shield battery! Oh my god! Holden! Okay, he cancels. He does cancel. He thinks better of it. No second pylon. Oh god. Throws down the second pylon. Or the third pylon, even. And eventually he will expand. But again, it is a very late natural base for Holden. And with that, Caleb, I mean, the canceled Roach one has done well for himself, rushing into a fast lair, 3-minute 30 lair timing. Okay. Now, if you remember, last game we were theorizing, okay, this could be for like a Link Queen Nidus all in, or this could be for, if we take extra gases, could be like 2-base Muta. Last game, this led into Roaches, and yet they're, once again, Roach Warren out of Caleb. Now, he's not rushing into it as early as before, which means all this setup was a little bit wasted. Based on what we saw last game, I imagine that Caleb, he's rushing into Roach speed, into +1, into the mid game. I don't necessarily think he's going to go for like an all-in or some kind of timing, but we'll see. Keep an eye on Caleb. The Overlord is going to be denied. Yo, shout out to Hydra in the chat as well. Good evening. No, it's quite late in Europa. Good to see you. Meanwhile, I was getting ready to see what the lair was for, but no, we are rushing into Hydras. Okay. It's going to be a fast Hydra then. Gases are being taken as well. Caleb, he's cooking. He's cooking something. Oracle will get behind the middle line, does confirm, does get eyes on the Hydrogen. Oh, will reconfirm with the Revelation. So Hydrogen does complete. And Holden has some catching up to do. He's down in workers. Responds to the Twilight Council. Third gateway. No third expansion yet. Likewise, Caleb doesn't have a third either. Like, it's such an awkward game. Like, the economies are just not really there for either player. Oh. Oracle takes a lot of hits. Yo, meanwhile, shout out to Acer313. God, Papi, thank you so much for the gifted subs in the chats. Oh my god, the 5 gifted subs. To Artemis Fowl, Phoenix, Battlemech, Gid, and Saihu. Thank you, Papi. Thank you. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. We appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying the event. Hope you're enjoying Cheeseadelphia. Hope you're enjoying the StarCraft. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my god. So Oracles, they dip in between the bases. They confirm the Hydra production. Again, it's still just really awkward. We're on 38 drones. Like, we're on under 2-base saturation, by the way. Like, we're not even fully saturated at the natural. So we're cutting workers early on, building out more roaches, more hydras. It's just a very awkward game state. Caleb, he has supply block, 4 overlords on the way. And Holden behind this. He's macroing up. Playing very safe. He's terrified, by the way. I don't blame him. He doesn't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure Caleb doesn't know what's going on either. It's crazy. He's preparing. I see Kashim in the chat. Anyone know Warrior Flag High's race? I can try to find out. But if anyone knows, we'd appreciate it in the chat. Or the Wikipedia page. Appreciate. I can try to check after the series though. As we have Caleb, he's taking it to lurkers. Okay. Gearing up towards lurker tech. Establishing his third, at least trying to. Still no saturation, just now droning. Main army gets revealed. Holden pulls back. Should be able to dive in. Yeah, with his chargeless, he can chase this. He can chase this army down. Likewise, Oracle's one of them does fall. Nice pickup. Even going for the High Templar. Oh, High Templar gets sniped. No storm. Oh, Holden's in trouble. Holden, he's in a lot of trouble here. As Roach Ravager this Roach Hydra tries to push in. Gets caught out by the stasis. Yeah, strong moment here for Holden. And now he can hold. Whew. That was scary there. that was an intense moment. Stasis goes off. Holden, he holds. Behind this, more roaches on the way. Barely 3-base saturation. Oh my god, he gets another stasis. Another stasis to the face. And Storm is now done. Storm is not done. Likewise, so is the Lurker Den. Technically, Caleb can rush into Lair Tech Lurkers. True. Also, shout to Beefy in the chat, letting us know that he is Protoss. Gracias. Do appreciate it. Roaches, they push in. They attempt to dive on the High Templar. Rolling into the main. Holden so far. Cleans up at least most of the army. Roaches, they head towards the mineral line. As Holden is now able to focus on the main fights. Comes in with the storms. Zones back the army. He's holding on. But still just trying to build up his forces. Caleb, he just keeps pushing in. Denies the static defense. Ooh. Takes another storm to the face. Building up more links behind this. The first wave of lurkers are in production. Caleb doesn't have much gas, so he can't afford too much, but he's got 3 lurkers on the way. And do you see what I see? I see one observer. Okay, there's one observer with the army. He has some detection. Let's go. Second observer's on the way. Lurkers slowly pushing forward. They do land the storms. Storms do connect. Caleb is crazy. He's droning up. Getting infestation bit. Towards the hive. Storms once again starting back. Army dives in. Gets an immortal. Nice pickup. Trying to force a fight within range of the lurkers. But not quite breaking through. Doesn't quite break through. Caleb, he backs the hell off. He's up to how many lurkers? He's on 6. Lurkers are set up. Caleb now joining up to 3-way saturation, 64 drones, a decent economy. It's okay. Not ideal, but could be worse. Hives in production. That should be for the lurker upgrades. Speaking of, building up and trickling in with more lurkers. And Holden, does he move out? Does he try to break the third? Let's take it into the mineral line. And army pushing in into lurkers. Spy shots going up. Holden, he needs to respect the army. And he will expand. Likewise, I mean, we saw this dynamic in the last game as well, but Holden, it's interesting that he hasn't thrown down a forge. No, I mean, my apologies. There is a forge, but no upgrades. There's no +1. No upgrades whatsoever for the Protoss. Is concerning. That is going to factor in as Caleb, he's soon to max out. Again, he got here in a really awkward fashion, but I mean, he's almost there. Almost max. Spike Wall is finishing up. He's up to, so far, still 9 lurkers. Still manageable. Things they get across the map. Catching up the immortal. Picking up reinforcements. And he's also attempt to dive. Jesus. Has to be careful there. Hive is done. Lurker range on the way. Run by runs into the swords, into the spines even. Looking for a way in. Has to be so careful not to get surrounded. So careful so far. Caleb's keeping up. Let the Stellar run by towards the right hand side. Lurkers are in position. Pushing in. It's also cleaned up. Nice defense here by Caleb. Caleb, he's the first to max out. Holden trying to take up in towards Skytos. I mean, it makes sense now that he's up against a mass lurker army. Is it too late? Speaking of Acer313, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you, Pappy, thank you. Hope you enjoy the emotes, hope you enjoy the content, hope you enjoy the StarCraft. Is Holden, he's still looking for a way in. Storms popping up. Decent storms on the army. But he can still not push into this. Does rotate, and the lurkers are late to reposition. So Holden, he can try to push into the third. Oh, there's a storm. There's a couple of storms even. Oh my god. Covers the Hydras. So one by Lackbat's catching Hydras on the right hand side as well. These are more efficient trades here from Holden. So far so good. Trading well. Rotating again. Behind this, a carrier production has begun. Holden, he's just buying time for carriers. The economies are still very close between our players and not really ideal. Both players on a 3-base economy. Both players looking to max out. So the runway does hit the 4th, the 5th even. Do you get the Nidus across the map? Holden, he notices, does recall. Recall's over. Main army breaking out. We'll take some storms to the face. Massive storms even. He stands in the storms. Hydras melt. Nidus finishes. Oh, does finish up. Lurkers, they bust in. Do manage to borrow. And can they trade against the Immortals? Oh, barely not. Immortals will clean this up. It's going to be a kill in the expansion. That was a big loss for Caleb. He threw away how many? It's been 13 lurkers going down over the course of this game. Now the Nidus roam on the way, but there are Immortals on patrol. They should deal with this. There we go. They respond. Nidus room is denied. Now Holden can focus on the main army. And he has Skytos. And where is the anti-air for Caleb? He's got 13 Hydras. He has some anti-air, but that's what the storm's for. Speaking of storms, they pop up. Lurkers go down. And Holden looks like he has done it. He's breaking through. It was a shaky game. It's a very shaky game. It started with Holden overreacting to an all-in that never came. Into just very tentative play where neither player really felt comfortable droning. I think Caleb, he likes not droning. He likes it. He was comfortable. Holden less so. Such an awkward game state. But Holden, he's reaching that more ideal army. He will be outscaling his opponents. Another storm popping up. I get storms. Do catch 2 of those lurkers. From here, Holden making his way over towards the 3rd. Lurkers in position. Caleb going for a roach counterattack. And these are the only lurkers left for Caleb. So he forced a recall. Again, Holden, he had the potential to try to knock down the 3rd. Alas, forced to race back home. Caleb does catch a High Templar. It's back around. Nidus storm into the main. He can still try to pull his opponent apart. This does finish. Hydras, they bust in. Only Hydras though. No lurkers this time. And again, there's just not much anti-air. The carrier army will overwhelm. Hydras are cleaned up. Night Storm goes down. Here, Holden, he can just push forward. There's only 2 lurkers on top of the ramp. The storms are brutal. The final lurker falls. And now there is 0 lurkers left. GG gets called. Well played. And Holden, he will take the series 2-1. He will take down Caleb, and I believe will make it into the playoffs. GG. Whew, oh my god. GG, well played, Holden. He will take the series, will take down Caleb 2-1, and will make it through, I believe, to the playoffs. We'll have to double check the bracket and figure out where exactly we are and what the group stage is going to be looking like here. As was that the final series? Was that the final match? Oh, barely, as it looks like there's still one more match going on. Still one more match to come. Oh, Este Paquito. Good to see you, Papi. Good to see you. Este Paquito. Infinite storms. I mean, pretty much. That was a lot of storms. A lot of storms. We can switch our scenes over, though.